करता दुख हरता वरता विघ्नाची निर्वे पुरवे प्रेम कृपा जयाची सर्वांगी सुंदर उतिशेंद्राची गंती जल के मान मुका परांची जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव जय मंगल मूर्ति दर्शन मात्रे मान कामना मूर्ति जय देव जय देव जय देव जय देव
Sitaram Om Shakti. This is Shakti Fridays with Justin D. Anthony. I want to say it's a pleasure and honor to have you locked on as we play the songs of the Divine Devi. And we bring you the teachings of the Divine Devi on this very auspicious Friday morning. On today's Shakti Fridays, we will be focusing our discussion on Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. How can you protect yourself against negative entities that are so prevalent in this world today and this time that we're living in today? So please do me one favor in the first place. Share this link across your Facebook as we speak about a very controversial but indeed a very relevant discourse today on Bhoot, Pret, Pisisach, and most importantly, how can you protect yourself in your puja, in your worship against these negative and malevolent entities? I want to begin in the first place by saying Sitaram and Pranam to Sunita Roy. I want to say Pranam to Babita Maharaj. I additionally would like to take this opportunity to extend belated birthday greetings to my dear follower and indeed a dear friend of mine, Dave Dunpal, who celebrated his birthday yesterday. I want to say to you, Dave, I hope you had a wonderful day, a joyful day. And I want to say, may the Divine Devi in all her manifestations continue to bless you and continue to illuminate your life in a significant way. I want to say Pranam and good morning to Babita Maharaj. I want to say Pranam and Sitaram to all the devotees of the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir, located at 9266 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village, New York. I want to say Pranam to Pujari Kavirdas Jitu and Grandma Rose. I want to say Pranam to Devika Mahabir. I want to take this opportunity to say, broadly speaking, Pranam and Sitaram to all those watching in the United States of America, Canada, Trinidad and Tobago, Suriname, Guyana, the Mauritius, South Africa, the United Kingdom, Australia, and elsewhere. Wherever you're locked in from, I want to say, may the divine Devi, Kali, bless you profoundly. After the song, in reference to the Divine Mother, we will begin our discourse. But in the meantime, please share this link across your Facebook with your friends, family, and the like. I also want to say pranam to Nitram.
जगदम्बा की करो आरती, देवी माँ की करो आरती, जगदम्बा की करो आरती, देवी माँ की करो आरती। भारत भारत जन, आओ प्रति भारत भारत जन, आओ भारत प्रभारती, माँ जगदम्बा की करो आरती, देवी माँ की करो आरती, माँ जगदम्बा की करो आरती। संध्या कुमकुमलाली, दीप सिका हर एक कली की, दीप सिका हर एक कली की, सूरज की किरणों ने वाली, सूरज की किरणों ने वाली। आओ प्रति भारत भारत जन, आओ भारत प्रभारती, माँ जगदम्बा की करो आरती, करो आरती, माँ जगदम्बा की। मानस मंदिर हो जियारा, मानस मंदिर हो जियारा, मानो की मानो हो प्यारा, मानो की मानो हो प्यारा। सब सुख आए सब दुख जाए, सब सुख आए सब दुख जाए, शीर सिंधु हो सागर खारा, शीर सिंधु हो सागर खारा। आओ प्रति भारत भारत जन, आओ भारत प्रभारती, माँ जगदम्बा की करो आरती, देवी माँ की करो आरती, माँ जगदम्बा की करो आरती, जगदम्बा की करो आरती, जगदम्बा की करो आरती। जय हो
I want to say pranam to Sharda. I want to say pranam to Devi Ram. I additionally want to say pranam to Savitri Lokman. Once again, if you just locked on, I want to say Sitaram Om Shakti and blessings of the Divine Devi to you and your family. Wherever you're locked in from, I want to say may the Divine Mother bless you and your family in a special way. As we begin our discourse for today, in the world that we live in today, many individuals become affected by negative entities. Entities such as Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. They become affected by these sorts of entities in this time that we're living in, especially. but they do not have the awareness or they do not have the knowledge to understand that such forces exist. And how can they sort of recognize that these forces are at play and having an insidious effect on their lives? And this is a problem that is seen in so many parts of the world. As we go along in the program, we will touch on sorts of ways to find out, to figure out if a Bhoot, Pret, or Pisisach is having an insidious effect on your life. We will also, most importantly, discuss how to protect yourself in your daily worship against Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach.
जय हो पहाड़ा वाली माँ जय हो ओ लद्दा वाली माँ जय हो पहाड़ा वाली माँ जय हो ओ लद्दा वाली माँ बोले भाई दिन चढ़ गया मेरे अम्मी बोले भाई दिन चढ़ गया मेरे अम्मी हो रही जय जय आर मंदिर विच आरती जय माँ ये दरबारा वाली आरती जय माँ ये पहाड़ा वाली आरती जय माँ काहे की मैया तेरी आरती बनावा काहे की मैया तेरी आरती बनावा काहे की बाबा विच आते मंदिर विच आरती जय माँ सोही चोरी वाली आरती जय माँ ये पहाड़ा वाली आरती जय माँ सर्व सोने दी तेरी आरती बनावा सर्व सोने दी तेरी आरती बनावा अगर कपूर बाबा बाते मंदिर विच आरती जय माँ हे माँ पिंडी रानी आरती जय माँ हे पहाड़ा वाली आरती जय माँ जय हो पहाड़ा वाली माँ जय हो ओ लद्दा वाली माँ जय हो पहाड़ा वाली माँ जय हो ओ लद्दा वाली माँ कौन सुहागन दीवा बालिया मेरी मैया कौन सुहागन दीवा बालिया मेरी मैया कौन जगेगा सारी रात मंदिर विच आरती जय माँ हे माँ चुपता रानी आरती जय माँ हे पहाड़ा वाली आरती जय माँ बोले मंगल भावना अमंगल
I want to say good morning and Sitaram to Indira Molai, Dal Babulal. I want to say good morning and Sitaram to Savitri Lokman and family. I want to say good morning and Sitaram to Shalini Arjun, Yash Prasad. I want to say Panam and good morning to Gita Baldeo from Trinidad and Tobago as well.
मंगल भावना
So to actually begin our discourse for today, we need to define what are these terms. We hear the term Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach.
मंगल
But what are the differences between these different forms of entities? Because not all of them are the same. They're not exactly the same. A Bhoot is defined as a ghost or spirit, and it is an individual, a human, who has passed away, but that individual in that form of the spirit or the ghost, they continue to linger and roam around the world because of unfulfilled tasks or unfulfilled desires. They are without a resting place. And for a Bhoot, if someone has died in the home, for example, you may find that the Bhoot resides in the home. If it is a car accident, for example, a person died, you may find that that Bhoot resides, at the scene of the accident, around that area. But a Bhoot is defined as a ghost or spirit of an individual who has passed on, but their soul just continues to sort of roam around, linger around. A Bhoot may or may not have a negative effect on people. Sometimes the Bhoot itself has no influence on any other human. Sometimes it just lingers around and it roams around all over the place, it's just walking around. It is, put simply, a soul that is not at rest. Now, when we speak of what is a Pret, this is where it becomes more concerning. A Pret is an individual who has died in a nasty way, has died in a very traumatic way, or has had an untimely death, and they are angry, they are vicious, and those are the entities that have negative influences on people. So Prets are spirits of, an individual who has passed. But in particular, the distinction with a Pret is they're very angry. They may have died in a very horrific way. They died in an untimely death. Or they died because of and they had an unfulfilled life. So they're all around angry that while they were in that human body, they didn't get what they wanted. So a Pret is of concern because a Pret is angry and is out there to take its revenge on, humans and etc. When a Pret takes possession of a human being, which may be a possibility. When a Pret takes possession of a human being, it causes mental confusion. It causes sickness. It causes blockages in that person's life in terms of the person's career. It affects how that person presents themselves. Sometimes the Pret may also affect the appearance, the physical appearance of that individual. It may make the individual look older than they are. The Pret may also cause individuals to stay away from you. Because when a Pret possesses the body of a human being, there is that feeling, there's a feeling of negativity and negative energy. So that when that individual goes in, their place of work or place of business or goes in the public and everything, people have this feeling that they don't want to speak to them because of that negative energy that is on their body. A Pret, outside of possessing the body of someone, can also have effects on an individual in their home. A Pret may cause confusion in a home. A Pret may cause money to leave a home. A Pret may scare children of that home. Young children may see the Pret, may be affected in a negative way by that Pret. They might be disturbed in the night by that Pret. So a Pret is, in essence, a Bhoot. But the Pret is angry and has negative influences on humans. Lastly, we speak about what is a Pisisach. A Pisisach is very different from a Bhoot or a Pret. A Pisisach does not come from a human being. A Pisisach comes from the lower realms. In Hinduism, in Hindu, thought and Hindu spirituality, there are different realms. And all these different realms, they have different types of beings. Of course, when you go to higher realms, you have divine beings. The highest realms, you will find Devi, you will find Lord Shiva, you will find deities and devatas. But in the lower realms, you find evil, vicious entities. So Pisisach is an entity that comes from this lower realm. And they are typically defined as a demon-like being, a malevolent demon-like being that is often found at cremation grounds and burial grounds. And they are very, very vicious. They have the ability to affect human beings in a negative way as well. They have the ability to possess the body of a human being. Or they may influence an individual in a negative way. So as we have defined today, we have outlined what are the differences between a Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. Bhoots are souls of humans who have died, but they don't have any resting place. They're just lingering around. A Pret is an angry soul. Someone who has died in an untimely way, who has died with unfulfilled desires. And they're very angry, vicious, and they're out to take out their revenge on someone or something. And lastly, as we have defined, the Pisisach is different. Because a Pisisach comes from a different realm. It comes from a lower realm. And they are a demon-like being, often found at cremation grounds and burial grounds. But the point I want to note to you is, all three of these beings may have an influence on an individual in a negative, insidious way. All three of these beings may cause confusion may cause illness, sickness, and destruction in the lives of an individual. So as we go along in this discourse, we will speak about ways of protecting yourself against Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach in very simple, accessible ways in your daily puja. How to protect yourself against these evil, negative forces. Because the reality is, contrary to what people say, these entities exist, and these entities can affect individuals' lives. We all may encounter these entities at some point in our lives. So we need to have the understanding. How can we protect ourselves in the daily puja that we do? In your daily worship, how do we guard ourselves from these negative forces so they do not have an effect on our lives? And that is what we will speak of as the program goes along. In the meantime, I wish to say pranam to Natasha Khan, Shirley Lochin, Deanna Ram. I want to say pranam to Monica Rupnarayan. I want to say pranam and good morning to Radhika Ramprasad, Bharat Samlal. I want to say pranam to Dave Dunpal, Sushma Sunny. I want to say pranam and good morning to Leela Ganesh and her daughter Kishana. I want to say pranam and good morning to Valini, Yvonne, Rima, Mahai, Data Dipo, Kema Prashad, Dal Babulal, Rani Nagasar, Devika Mahabir. I want to say pranam and good morning to Kennard Prasad. And everyone locked on, I want to say pranam and blessings of the Divine Devi to you and your family. We are speaking about a controversial topic. How to protect yourself against Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. But we are speaking about a topic today that they will never come publicly. They will never come in a temple and speak about these topics. To inform the Hindu community about how to protect yourself against these entities that have an effect on people. But on today's episode of Shakti Fridays, we are doing things in a different way, even though it may be controversial, even though people might look at this video, listen to this video and say all of this, may utter negative things. We are speaking about a topic that affects many people around the globe. And later on in this discourse, I will speak about how in your daily puja, when you go to your altar and pray, what are the mantras, what are the worship you can do to protect yourself, protect your children against these negative entities from if you were to ever come across them, or just in general, to give yourself a shield of protection as you go about your daily life from the influence of these forces. I want to say pranam to Annie J. Ram. I also want to say pranam and good morning to Mavis Kasoon.
Mangala Bhavana Amangala Hari
लाडला कन्हैया मेरा काली कमले वाला इसीलिए काला राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय बोली मुस्काती मैया सुनो मेरे प्यारी बोली मुस्काती मैया सुनो मेरे प्यारी गोरी गोरी राधिका के नैना कजरारे काली नैनो वाली ने हो काली नैनो वाली ने ऐसा जादू डाला इसीलिए गाना राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय
You are very, very welcome, Leela Ganesh. I hope you had a wonderful, memorable birthday. And I want to say to you, may the Divine Mother Kali bless you each and every day of your life. I want to say pranam and good morning to Data Dippo, Betty Sancho, Radhika Ramprasad, Shirley J. Karan, and others locked on as well. As we continue onwards with our discourse for today, now we are speaking about how in your daily puja, the daily puja that you do, you wake up, you cleanse yourself, and you go to your altar. How in your daily puja can you protect yourself against negative entities such as Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach? And this is something for you to understand. There are a certain set of deities that have a connection, have an association with the protection of an individual against these evil forces. And this is not a full list. This is not an exhaustive list. Because of course, we have limited time as we speak on this program. But I want to point and I want to focus in on a few deities that are associated with protecting the individual against negative forces such as Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. Hanuman is one of the major deities to protect an individual against these evil forces. As you may know, Hanuman is immortal. He lives on forever. And Hanuman, you see how with Hanuman, he exists on a different plane. And this will require a little bit explanation of what I mean. But you see, every deity exists on a different plane in this world. That means how easy is it to access them is different. Every deity, their ability to access them is very, very different. That's what I mean when I say different planes. For example, Lord Shiva, he exists on a different plane. You have to call on him for how long and how long maybe, sometimes, for him to come down and help you for certain issues. But Hanuman exists on a different plane. He is more accessible when it comes to cases of protecting the individual from Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. So Hanuman exists on this plane where he is more accessible for the devotee who is in need. So Hanuman exists, he is immortal. And whenever an individual is affected or comes into contact or encounters Bhoot, Pret, or Pisisach, or any negative force, the name of Hanuman should be called upon. because Hanuman comes with speed to the aid of that devotee. So as we come down now to what is the first method of protecting yourself against Bhoot, Pret and Pisisach in your daily puja. If you recite the Hanuman Chalisa a few times every single day, it will help to guard you against these Bhoot, Pret and Pisisach. Hanuman Chalisa is so important and so significant. If you learn the Hanuman Chalisa every day in your worship, recite it a few times. Because it gives you the protection, it gives you a protective shield as you go about your life, as you go about your daily life, to protect you against these negative forces that I'm speaking about. When you, if you were to, let's say, let us give the example. Let us give the example. In your life, at some point in time, you come across, you encounter Bhoot, Pret or Pisisach. At some point, you encounter them. You encounter such a force. How would you shield yourself? How should you respond? You should respond by reciting the Hanuman Chalisa, or simply calling on the name of Hanuman. Because it is said that ghosts and spirits run away when the name of Hanumanji is called upon. The mere name of Hanuman, ghosts and spirits run away from. That is why, in the Hanuman Chalisa, it says, Bhoot, Pret, Pisisach nikate nayave, Mahavir Jabanama Sanave. You know that portion of the Hanuman Chalisa that speaks about Bhoot and Pret? It says that the name of Hanuman is so powerful that the name of Hanuman that the Bhoot and the Pret will run away from. So Hanuman in the first place, and your Hanuman Chalisa, you should incorporate that in your daily worship. Learn the Hanuman Chalisa, recite it a few times every morning, as many times you can. It protects you against these negative forces, any of them that you may encounter in your life. Teach your children, teach the younger ones the Hanuman Chalisa too. Because you never know, they may encounter such forces in their lives too. And one thing to remember as well, if you ever encounter a negative entity, calling on the name of Hanuman, reciting the Hanuman Chalisa is one of the surest ways to protect yourself against that entity. Because as I've mentioned, as Hanuman Chalisa says, ghosts and spirits run away from the mere name of Hanuman. We have another deity that protects the individual against negative entities and spirits and all these things. And that deity is called Sangalikarupan Swami, or as some people refer in Guyana, Sangani Baba. Sangani Baba, like Hanuman, he exists on a different plane. Meaning, If you call on Sangalikarupan when you are about to be affected or you come into interaction with a negative entity, Sangalikarupan comes with speed, comes without delay to the aid of the devotee. So Sangalikarupan exists on a more accessible plane where the devotee can call upon him, call upon his name, not even the mantra. You don't need to do the mantra. Just by calling upon his name, he will come and protect the devotee against negative energies. So Sangalikarupan is also a deity you may worship in your daily life to protect yourself against negative energies. And if you were to encounter a negative entity of any sort, call on the name of Sangalikarupan and he will come with immediate speed to your aid. We have another deity as well that protects the individual against ghosts and spirits and all these negative forms of energy. And that is Kal Bhairav Baba. Kal Bhairav Baba also exists on a different plane. When it comes to dealing with ghosts and spirits and all these things, he exists on a different plane in this world. Meaning that if you call upon him to protect you against spirits, ghosts, and negative energies, he comes very fast. He comes immediately to the aid of the devotee. So Kal Bhairav may be worshipped in your daily, puja. Kal Bhairav may be called upon if you ever encounter a negative entity in your life. And he will come and he will protect you. He will guard you. I want to take this opportunity to say pranam and blessings to Nadia Singh and the entire crew from Florida. I want to say pranam and blessings of the Divine Mother to Sherry Ramcharan. I want to say pranam to Bidya Rampal. I want to say pranam to Ravi Singh as well. So to put it in summary for you, there are 3 deities that you may call upon. 3 male deities you may call upon, or you may worship in your daily life, you worship in your daily puja, to protect you from negative entities. The first, of course, is Hanuman. Secondly, it is Sangalikarupan. And thirdly, of course, it is Kal Bhairav Baba. And these 3 male deities, they exist on a different plane, meaning they are more accessible when it comes to cases of people being affected by negative energies and etc. They exist on a different plane, meaning you can call upon them and they come with great speed to your aid when it comes to these cases. So in your daily life, read Hanuman Chalisa. In your daily life, you may worship Sangalikarupan. In your daily life, your daily puja, worship Kal Bhairav Baba. Because these are the forces, these are the deities that will protect you against any sort of negative energy. And if you were to encounter any negative forms of energy in your life, you go anywhere and you encounter these forces, when you call upon their names, they will come for sure, for certainty, and protect you. We have another deity as well. There is another deity as well that may guard an individual against negative energies, and given what I know, she carries the power of cleansing the devotee, the body of the devotee, of all negative forms of energy, and releasing Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach that may be affecting the body of an individual. And that deity is Mother Kateri. Mother Kateri exists on a different plane as well. She is more accessible. She is quite accessible when it comes to cases of an individual who is affected by Bhoot, Pret, and negative energies. And she has special power to cleanse the body of that individual so that all the Bhoot, Pret, and negative energies are removed. She exists on a different plane. She is more accessible. And if you witness something too, when it comes to Shakti temple, in the context of Shakti temple, in the context of Kali temple, what are the three deities we often see manifest to help people who are affected by negative energies? If you were to observe something in Shakti temple, you would observe something that Madhukateri, Kal Bhairav Baba, and Sangali Karupani frequently manifest in Shakti temple or Kali temple when it comes to cases of an individual being affected by Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. And that is just simply a confirmation of what I'm saying here. Those deities, they exist on a different plane. When it comes to helping people with Bhoot, being affected by Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach, they are more accessible. They come with speed to help the devotee. So Madhukateri is also a deity you may call upon to protect you. And she has special abilities, special powers to cleanse the body of an individual who has been affected by negative energies. You know, we always say that Madhukateri can remove sicknesses from the bodies of individuals. As I always say on this program, Madhukateri has the power to remove illnesses from the bodies of individuals, whether they are medical in nature or whether they are spiritual in nature. You know why? I'll speak on a few more controversial topics and a few more controversial things. I'll speak later on why. You don't need to invite every single person into your home. Later on in the program, I will speak as to why. You need to be careful on who you eat from. As we go later on in the program, I will speak about why you don't need to take everyone's invitation when you're invited somewhere. As the program goes along, I will speak about these topics more in depth.
घर में पधारो, घर में पधारो, घर में पधारो, लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो। घर में पधारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो, घर में पधारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो। कष्टी में मारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो। कष्टी में तुम सिर वाली, तुम हरि वाली, तुम हरि वाली, तुम सिर वाली। दुख से उबारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो। दुख से उबारो लक्ष्मी मैया
want to say good morning and pranam to Annie Morgan. I want to say good morning and pranam to Sunita Kolasar and family. I additionally want to say Sitaram to Rita Albert. I want to say Sitaram to Priya Bharat, Devi Ram. And indeed, Devi Ram, I will play a birthday song as you celebrate another year of life. And I want to take this opportunity just to pause and say, Devi Ram, on your special day, on your birthday, may the divine Devi, who is Kali, and may Kal Bhairav Baba shower their choice blessings on you. I also want to take this opportunity to say Sitaram and Pranam to Nalini H. So as we continue onwards with our discourse for today, and it has indeed been a very, very controversial discourse, but indeed a very relevant discourse. Because in this world that we live in today, the reality is that the world that we live in today, evil is so prevalent. And evil does not only exist in, let's say, the form of Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. You know where evil is often found? Evil is often found, my friends, in your own family circle. Evil is often closer than you think. Sometimes the people, and very oftentimes in this world, the people you call your family, those are the individuals where evil is manifested in that human form. And this brings me to another topic within this discourse. This brings me to a very, controversial thing for me to say. I want to tell you today, my friends, you should not eat from everyone. Let me repeat that. You should not eat from everyone. Just because someone invites you to their home or whatever it is, doesn't mean you should go eat from their home. You should eat from them. Because in the world that we live in today, there are many evil-minded people. Often we call family. Sometimes even the ones we call friends. They take that same food and they do their, their wickedness with it. They do whatever, with it. They know their little obia, they know their little, things. And they contaminate that food with negative energies, with negative entities, as a plot to affect you negatively. And this is controversial for me to say. People will say, oh, I'm speaking about something like this. But when I speak on my discourses, I speak about the reality of this world. This program is not just a little fictional story that I share with you, and you come and you hear a little nice story and you feel nice. This program is about speaking about the realities of life. The realities of this world. So let's get back to what I've been speaking about. There are many evil people in this world, many of which are in your own family circle, many of which you call friends. And some of them would go to the extent where they may contaminate your food with evil energies, evil entities, to cause harm on you. That's why you should not eat from everyone. Just because you're invited to some place, you're invited to some party, some kind of event or whatever, doesn't mean you have to eat. I want to tell you today, my friends, given the level of evil in this world, given the level of how people are wicked in this world, it's better. Sometimes it's better you go somewhere and not eat. Guard yourself. Because the reality is, many people in this world today, they go somewhere, they consume something, and then all of a sudden they become ill. All of a sudden, all these supernatural phenomenon they begin experiencing. And that is because someone has contaminated their food with negative energies, evil energies. And now they are affected, now they are afflicted. So I want to leave you with this message. It's controversial for me to say, and you will never hear, you'll never hear these things said on different programs. But I want to leave you with a message today. You should not eat from everyone. And going forward, when you go to a party, you go to an event, and whatever nature, it can be a religious event, it can be a party or whatever it may be. You don't need to eat from everyone. Because in this world that we live in today, there's so many evil-minded people that want to afflict you negatively. And this comes back to what I've spoken earlier on in this program. The reciting of the Hanuman Chalisa. It is said, and it is proven, if you recite the Hanuman Chalisa on a daily basis, it will protect you from such cases where people want to contaminate your food so that you get hurt. So the recitation of the Hanuman Chalisa protects the individual from cases where their food may become contaminated by a person because that person has evil and ill intent. So the Hanuman Chalisa, I'm reinforcing this point. The recitation of the Hanuman Chalisa is so important and so powerful to protect you. Sometimes, you recite the Hanuman Chalisa, and this can happen. You recite the Hanuman Chalisa, you're reciting it daily and daily. You go to some event one day, and you go to, it falls down on the ground. You see, sometimes that is divine intervention playing out there, trying to show you there, don't eat. Right, the point I'm trying to get at, the point I'm trying to reinforce there, is the Hanuman Chalisa. By reciting it every single day, you recite it how many times you may recite it. It protects you in such ways. Hanumanji might not come down and manifest and help you, but in these miraculous ways, in these miracle-like ways, the force of Hanumanji will be with you to guard you. That if someone is contaminating the food, you won't consume it. For some reason, that day you might not feel like eating. For that day, for example, all the food fall down there. So I also want to take this opportunity to say pranam and blessings to Vidya Asha Devi from Florida. Blessings to all my Floridians locked on as well. I want to leave you with a message as well. Not everyone's invitation you should take. Just because somebody invites you, they have a little party, they have a little event, they have a little celebration. Not everyone's event you should attend. If someone gives you an invitation, and you have some type of feeling, you have some type of intuition, that what, maybe I shouldn't go. Maybe I don't know why I feel like this, why I feel so compelled not to attend. Sometimes it is divine intervention playing out there. The same time, you're praying to all these deities to protect you and everything, the force of those deities sometimes play out with those intuitions. Sometimes you're invited to somewhere, and you know what? You don't feel like attending. And the morning that you're supposed to go start getting dressed and everything and preparing to go to this event, you don't feel like going. Something is holding you back. You don't feel like attending. You have this negative feeling. Well, I want to tell you today, my friends, that's divine intervention playing out there. Maybe something negative will happen there. Maybe something today that will put you in danger will be playing out there. So back to the message I want to reinforce. Not everyone's invitation you should take. Not everywhere you need to go. Because sometimes people invite you to an event, a party, a celebration, or whatever, but they have negative and they have evil intent about you and in relation to you. So if you have an invitation and one morning, the morning of that event, or the evening of that event, you don't know why, you don't feel like attending. You feel as though something is compelling you not to attend. You feel like something is not right. Take that intuition seriously. You miss somebody's event because of this intuition. It might quite often be for the better. It might quite often be because the divinities that you pray to, the devis and devatas you pray to, they see danger that lies there, and they do not want you to be in that position. Right, so these are all things I'm telling you, controversial, kind of out of the ordinary for a discourse. But these are just messages I want to leave with you, for you to have the understanding. Because in this world that we're living in today, my friends, evil is not often in the Bhoot and the Pret and the Pisisach. Evil is closer to home. Evil sometimes exists in your family circle, in the circle of your friends. People who have envy and jealousy of the individual you are. And you may not have anything in life. I want to tell you something today, my friends. You may not have anything significant in life. What I'm speaking about, you may not have riches and diamonds, and you may not drive a BMW or Mercedes. But oftentimes in this world today, people envy who you are as a person. Oftentimes in this world today, people envy the character that you hold. Oftentimes in this world today, people envy the fact that you bring so much joy to everyone, that your mere presence brightens the entire atmosphere. Just because you don't have material things does not mean people do not have jealousy and envy in relation to you. This as a message to all of you. You know, we have so much evil-minded, so much envious, jealous people out there. Sometimes, you know, it's not worth it to go to everyone's event. Sometimes it's not worth it to go to a person's birthday or celebration because of what the danger lies there. Because of what, you know, they contain in their mind about you. It's better you stay home and you be at peace. You stay home and you be safe. I want to say pranam and good morning to B. the Breton family, Chadaman Sarju. I want to say pranam to Nalini H. once again. And if I have to miss anyone's name or greeting, I do humbly apologize. I want all of you to know that I sincerely appreciate all of you tuning in, sharing and supporting this program. Davy Ram, as you're celebrating your birthday today, I want to dedicate this Lord Ram song to you. Once again, birthday greetings are going out to Davy Ram. This song is dedicated to you and indeed to anyone celebrating a birthday today or have celebrated a birthday earlier on in the week. Birthday greetings are going out to you. May the divine Davies, may the divinities bless you with prosperity, love, and laughter in your life. This song is dedicated to all those who have celebrated a birthday earlier on in the week, and indeed, if you're celebrating your birthday today, I wish to dedicate this song specially to you as well. I want to take this opportunity just to say the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir located at 9266 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village, New York would like to cordially invite you and your family to join them for their Sunday service. They have service every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and they would like to cordially invite you and your family to join them and receive the darshan, receive the blessings of the Divine Devi. You know, many people have had great issues in life. Many people are facing great crosses in life. But when they came to this mandir and prayed to the mother showed them the way. Similarly, I'm saying to you, if you come to this mandir and pray to the mother will show you the way as well. They have service every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And for more information on Sunday services at the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir, please contact Pujari Kavirdas G2 at 917-929-7150. That's Pujari Kavirdas G2 at 917-929-7150 for more information. Secondly, Pujari Kavirdas G2, through special prayers and special guides, can help you resolve the issues hampering your life. Issues such as marital problems, blockages in career, persons affected by Bhoot and negative energy, those with workplace problems, educational problems, sicknesses that doctors cannot mitigate, and a whole wide array of issues. He has helped so many, and similarly, he can help you as well. So if you're having issues of that nature, I want to advise and I want to suggest to you to contact Pujari Kavirdas G2 at 917-929-7150 for more information. And indeed, I just want to take this opportunity just to say, if you're looking for a temple where you can do your spirituality, where you can become closer with the divine Devi and the divinities, I want to advise and I want to suggest to you to attend the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir. It is a beautiful mandir where the Shakti, where the energy can be felt as soon as you walk in. You know, with this temple, many people walk into this temple with a whole wide array of issues, with a whole wide array of problems. And when they walk into this temple and they walk out of this temple, they leave this temple as a changed human being, as a better human being. People sometimes attend this temple, they're not able to walk. They walk in a sort of crippled manner. And when they leave the doors of this temple, they can walk freely without aid. So this is the power, this is the transformative power of the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir. So I just want to give you a note. You're looking for a place to do your spirituality. You're looking for a temple to attend. The Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir is the ideal place to do your spirituality. A place where you can reach the divinities, become closer to God. So if you're thinking of attending Sunday service at the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir, a reminder to contact Pujari Kavirdas G2 at 917-929-7150 for more information or any questions you may have. I want to take this opportunity as well to say pranam to Debbie Algu. So in this discourse, we have spoken about so much controversial, topics. We have spoken about what are the differences between a Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. We have spoken about ways of protecting yourself in your daily worship against negative energies, such as Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. We have spoken about the deities and devis that you may worship or call upon if you ever encounter a negative energy to protect yourself. We have spoken in depth about the power of the Hanuman Chalisa to protect you from negative forms of energy or anything that would cause you harm. We have spoken as well about why you should not eat from everyone's home, why you should not attend everyone's event or birthday or celebration, why sometimes it's better to just stay at home. We have spoken about, sometimes, that intuition you get, where you feel like not attending someone's event. That intuition, that feeling that you get, where you feel like something's not right. Maybe I shouldn't go to a certain place. We have spoken about how that should be taken seriously. That sometimes the divinities that we pray to, the divinities we worship and love, they give us that intuition. They give us that indication for our own betterment, for our own safety, our own well-being. I also want to say pranam and good morning to Sharda Sarju. bring closure to this discourse. And we will say now, we will speak about, if someone is affected by a Bhoot, Pret or Pisisach, what is the remedy? How to resolve this issue? And this is an issue that affects so many. People would not say it, publicly, that they had this experience and etc. But many people across the world, they're affected by Bhoot, Pret and Pisisach. And they have nowhere to turn. They have nowhere to go. They don't know how to remedy that issue. So what would be some remedies to aid the individual? Well, first and foremost, and at the simplistic level, if an individual is afflicted by negative entities such as ghosts, spirits, Bhoot, Pret and Pisisach, the individual may go to Gangama, and the individual may pray to Gangama and may bathe themselves. And it is through the blessings of Gangama, it may be cleansed, those energies may be cleansed or reduced in their effect. So one remedy is going to Gangama and bathing and cleansing yourself. That is one remedy. A second remedy would be but this is not a full remedy. This is just to give you temporary relief. If you cannot access any help elsewhere, this is a way of giving the individual some relief until that time. You can go to a temple and etc. for help. An individual may take neem leaves, put it out in the sun for it to dry, and you will burn that neem leaf with camphor, and the smoke that is dispersed from that neem leaf, you will fan it over the body of that individual who is afflicted. And by burning the neem leaf, the smoke of that neem leaf, it relieves an individual if they are affected by negative energies. It calms down those negative energies. It reduces the effects of that negative entity on the body of that individual. So that is another remedy you can perform that gives temporary relief or just reduces the effects of those negative energies. But sometimes, these relief methods that I'm speaking about, they don't work out. They don't work out in all cases because every case is different. Every case is a little bit different. Sometimes the strength of these entities are different too. For weak entities, bathing in Gangama will have a profound effect. Bathing in Gangama may be all they need to do. For some individuals, you take that neem, you burn it, and you take that smoke on that person. It might help that person in a significant way. But it's all based on a case-by-case basis. Ultimately speaking, you would have to approach a temple, or you would have to approach an individual who is specialized in these sorts of cases to perform certain remedies for you, to perform certain healing remedies, to remove the entity or boots or whatever in its entirety. An individual who can diagnose those cases and help you. But in the world that we live in today, many people, many of these characters, and I use the word characters for certain reasons. Many of these characters, such as pundits and, they call themselves spiritual people and everything, they only fool people. They only play like they know. And they rob people who are, in this vulnerable position. Ultimately speaking, when it comes to these cases, you'd have to reach and you'd have to seek help from an individual who is an expert, who has knowledge of these things. But I want to tell you something. Any individual who claims that they know everything, any individual who plays like they know, whether that is a pundit, whether that is a spiritual person, whatever it is, they don't know anything. And when an individual plays like they know, they are not an individual you should seek help out. Because they are quite often a robber. They're quite often a fake. An individual who just robs everyone by telling them nonsense. And an individual who cannot help you in your spiritual life and cannot help you if you're afflicted with negative energies. Right, so I want to tell you right now, you would have to seek advice from an individual who is informed on such spiritual issues. But when you seek help in a spiritual level, how do you know who to seek help from? And that is a very complicated question. How do you know who to seek help from? Because there are a lot of fakes in this world. There are a lot of people who put on a little mala and they must say them a pandit and all kind of thing, a swami and everything. But they're just fakes. They're just frauds, pandering. Some of them even claim, them are pujaris. But many of them in today's world, they are frauds. They are scammers. How do you know if you are afflicted by such issues? Who is a good person to go to? You should, to give you a simple example, you should seek help from a person who doesn't call money. When you go to a person and they don't automatically charge you money and they're not interested in money, that's usually an indication of a good person, a reliable person. The second would be when you go to someone and they have humility, when they don't claim they know everything and they're the best of the best and all kinds of things, that is also, typically speaking, a sign that they are a good spiritual person to seek help from. So these are two ways of finding out what temple or what individual you should seek spiritual help from. An individual who charges money, they might call big price and they might tell you all kind of crap and tell you charge big money. Those are not good spiritual people. In our scriptures, for those to have the understanding, in our scriptures, we are not supposed to charge anyone money. For an individual who claims to want to do the work of Kali and all the manifestations of Kali, you're not supposed to charge people money. It should not be reduced to a business. Mother doesn't bless people who do things for money when it comes to helping her children spiritually. That is why I want to tell you today, and I will tell you despite it being controversial for me to say it, despite it being provocative for me to say. If you look in the world today, look at all the pundits, look at all the pujaris, look at all these spiritual people that they charge people money. They charge people money, they do everything to help people with money. If you go see them, you have to pay money for consultation. And they want US money too. Look at those people there and their lives. Their lives are a total mess. Look at their appearance. You will see they look like a spirit. Because an individual who does things for money, their lives can never, spiritually for money, their lives can never be right. And the divine Devi draws out everything from their lives, draws out their appearance, even their beauty. So what I'm speaking about today here is an issue that lots of people are affected with. People are afflicted and affected by negative entities such as Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. But when you come to a temple or an individual that you seek help with for these issues, remember to always seek help from someone who doesn't charge price, who doesn't charge money, doesn't call big money and tell you on US dollars and all this crap. Secondly, the individual should have humility. The individual should not claim, oh, me know this, me know that, me know this, and play like there's some big shot. To perform the worship, to perform the remedies of Kalima, to help people in spiritual life, to perform spiritual remedies in Hinduism, you must be a humble person. You must be a person who doesn't think, you're some big shot, you're some big thing. But many people today, they play like they know everything. They play like there's some big thing. And that's why their hands do not have the power to heal anyone. That's why their jaris, the jaris that they do for people, they do not have any Shakti. And that is why if you look at them in a physical appearance, they look like a spirit. They look like a Bhoot. Right? So these are all real things. You see, this program that I do, I speak about controversial topics. I speak about all these things to inform you as a devotee. Because you never know. You never know if a loved one of yours, you never know if you might be afflicted by a negative energy, Bhoot, Pret, or Pisisach, and you would need to seek help. But how do you navigate this road? How do you navigate all this complexity? How do you find the right help? And at least through this program, I'm able to give you little remedies. At least through this program, I help to guide you a little bit on the path of how do you seek help. And at least you know what this program does. This program gives you remedies. This program tells you on a first-hand basis how can you do things in your puja, how can you do things in your daily worship to protect yourself from all these things. So I hope with all this discourse in mind, and as I'm going to conclude this program, I want to take this opportunity to say I hope that this discourse has enlightened you about Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. It has enlightened you to be more cautious about whose invite you take. Not to go every single place you're invited. I hope this program has enlightened you not to eat from everyone. I hope this program has enlightened you to see and recognize the power of the Hanuman Chalisa to protect yourself from negative energies. I hope this program has enlightened you on what are the deities you may call upon if you ever encounter negative energies. I hope this program in mind has given you a full understanding about Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach, and how in your daily worship you may protect yourself. Because the reality is, and this is something for you to understand, a person, these days people say that, oh, they're educated, oh, they went to university, they went to college and everything, and they want to say that, Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach, they're just nonsense and they don't exist. I want to tell you today, as an individual, as an informed individual, as an individual with university education and everything, that these forces, Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach, they exist in this world today. And if you're not careful, if you're not cautious, you may become afflicted by them. In your daily worship, it is important to pray for protection against these forces. It's important to read Hanuman Chalisa. As I spoke about, Hanuman Chalisa is important. These deities that we pray to, like Sangli Karpan, Kal Bhairav Baba, they are there, accessible to you. Whenever you encounter any danger, call upon them. They come with speed to help the devotee. As I'm about to conclude this program, if one day, you wake up one day, you have an invitation to attend someone's event. And you wake up one day, you go pray and everything. But you know what? You don't feel right. Something is not right. You don't feel like attending that event. You don't feel like going to that event. Something is telling you, something is indicating to you, don't go, don't go. You bought your outfit, you bought this, you did all this preparation, but you know what? You don't have the feeling, you have an intuition not to attend. Don't attend those events. Because it is the divinities, it is the divine mother or whatever divinity you pray to, trying to tell you not to go there. There's danger there. I can say that in my own life. I can say that in my own life. Just to give you an example, there has been times where I was supposed to go to somewhere in the evening. I was supposed to go to some event or something in the evening. And you know what? I woke up on that day. I had an intuition that, you know what? Let me not go. Let me make a little excuse and let me not attend that event later on in the day. I don't know why, but something indicated don't attend, don't go. So I didn't go. I listened to my intuition. I listened to whatever divinities were indicating to me. I didn't go to the event. But later on, days would pass that I would learn why I shouldn't have gone to that event. Whatever stupidity, whatever nonsense occurred there, the divinities did not want me to be engaged there. The divinities did not want me to be present there. So I'm just telling you all of this for you to give you an example. Whenever your intuition, whenever the divinities want to give you signs not to go to somewhere, listen to your intuition. Listen to that gut instinct. Because there's danger present at that event. There's danger present there. And you should not be involved. You should be aware that you should not go there. Right? So all of this is a very controversial discourse. And many people will say a whole set of things about what I've spoken about today. But I've spoken about the realities of life. I've spoken about the realities of this world today. The dangers of this time. I have spoken about how friends that you trust and you care for, they can set you up to hurt you. I've spoken in this program about how evil can be manifested in your own family circle. And evil can be closer than you think. I hope with this program in mind, I've emphasized the point that we all need to pray. We all need to pray for protection. Because in this world today, evil lurks in so many ways. In this world today, evil lurks in the form of Bhoot, Pret, and Pisisach. But evil lurks in human beings as well. sometimes closer than we think. The only guard, the only protection that we have are the divinities that we pray to. Divinities like Hanuman, like Kalbairo, like Sangli Karapan, like Mother Kateri, like Mother Kali, to guard us. The dangers are all prevalent. The dangers out there are significant. But if you pray and we have that belief in the divinities, we'll be okay. We'll avoid that danger. We'll escape from the danger. So I hope with this program in mind, it has been a fruitful discourse, it has been a significant discourse, and it has helped you, maybe in your own daily worship. What should you do to protect yourself? With the next bhajan in mind, my friends, Sitaram Om Shakti. May the divine Devi who is Kali, may the divine Devi who is Kateri, may Kalbairo, Sangli Karapan, and may Hanumanji, the God who is immortal, bless each and every one of you profoundly. This is Justin D. Anthony. This has been another edition of Shakti Fridays. Until we meet again, my friends, I love each and every one of you. And before I leave, I want to say pranam and blessings to Wendy Takardine and the entire Takardine family. Before I leave, my friends, take care of yourselves. And I want to just give you a programming note. I will not be on for the next 2 weeks or so. I will not be making any appearances for Shakti Fridays or Shakti Sundays. And that is not due to anything that you should be concerned, or you should be, I don't want you to be concerned that something has happened to me, something, has transpired and everything. But it is simply due to the fact that I'll be having some renovations in my home studio. I'll be doing some renovations in my home studio. And at that time, I will not have all my equipment and everything hooked up. So for the next 2 weeks or so, I will not be appearing for any Shakti Fridays or Shakti Sundays. So I just want to give you advance notice. Due to renovations going on in my studio right now, I will not be on for the next 2 weeks or so. So until we meet again, my friends, may the Divine Mother, may the divinities bless each and every one of you and protect all of you.